Hi, I'm Randy Black, drummer from Primal Fear and Dusk Machine, and welcome to Drum Solos TV.
So we are now here with Randy Black, drummer of Annihilator, Biff Naked to name a few. Nice that you're here. Nice that you're part of that Karlsruhe Trommeltage. And the first question is, could you give us some examples of your past schedule, what you've done this year and for your upcoming events?
Well, this year was a busy year. It started with, I did a few clinics back where I'm from, Canada, in my hometown and in Vancouver. And then Primal Fear, my main band, we did a South American tour, which was great. We did some countries we'd never been, Bolivia, played La Paz, Chile, Santiago. That was great. Then I came back to Germany, Berlin, and then 2 days later went to Canada again to play a drum festival, Winnipeg Drum Talk, which Dom was actually part of developing that a couple of years ago, so that was cool. Then we did a few more dates, some festivals. We played Wacken this year, which was, of course, great. It's huge. And then two things I'm very excited about. Primal Fear has a new record, a new CD we recorded, and it's just finished now. It will be released January next year, January 29th. December 8th will be the release of the single. And the other band, my second band, Dusk Machine, which also I'm very excited about because there's 3 members of Annihilator in there, and that is being mixed as we speak. And then we're going to look for a deal and hopefully be doing quite a few shows next year with that band, I hope. Then December 11th, there's another drum event in Berlin called Drum Thunder Berlin. And myself, I'll be there, George Calais, Moritz Müller, and Marcus Senior, I think is his last name. And that'll be cool. I think that's going to be, as far as drum things, that'll be the last thing this year. Okay. It's a lot, though. Yeah. It's been a great year. It's been really cool. Yeah.
Could you give us an overview from your career? When did you start playing the drums and when did everything change to the professional career?
Oh, okay. I started playing on a drum kit and taking lessons at 11 years old. Then it was after college, in a college break, I was 18 or 19 tops. I got into a cover band. I was planning to go back to college the next year, but this cover band I got into, we went on tour, and it's the longest tour I've done to this day, 7.5 months. I was gone from home. I didn't see anybody from my family or girlfriend. I was gone across Canada and was back home 7.5 months later. So that ended my college career, music career. But on the other side, I got some great road experience. And it was only a 2-week break from when I got back that I got into another band that I toured Canada with for 10 years, another cover band. So that was semi-professional. I mean, we were professional. We were playing every night and making good money. But my recording and touring career really started in 1993 with Annihilator. A lot of people might know Mike Mangini, who's the drummer from Dream Theater now. He left and I joined right when he left on the cycle of Set the World on Fire tour for Annihilator. So that was the beginning of my professional touring recording career. Yeah, in 93. It was, yeah.
What is an absolutely must-have for a drummer to have playing songs in the studio or playing live?
Yeah, I mentioned it tonight in my performance that a must-have is for drummers to play with a click, a metronome. It's really sad. I've seen a couple things happen where young drummers going into a studio and they couldn't play to a click and they didn't record on the session and maybe even lost their job in the band. So that is a must-have that drummers have to learn to play with it on their own and with a band for those studio jobs, definitely. And touring. because a lot of, even in the metal scene, for example, my main band, Primal Fear, we do a lot on records with orchestration and stuff, and we can't travel with that. So it comes from the laptop. And the only way to play in time with that is to play with the click. So I'm playing with a click 95% of the time live these days too. So very important. Definitely.
Let's talk a little bit about your equipment you're using, drum companies you're with, and why did you choose especially these drum companies?
Well, let's go with the main, the drum kit, Pearl. I guess I could sum it up in, we call it one-stop shopping back where I'm from in Canada. And what I mean by that is, for years, even before I was with Pearl, I played a cable hi-hat. I played their snare drum because it has the spikes. You don't have to gaff tape it all the time, because when I play it usually moves around if I don't have that. And with my big configuration of a drum kit, it's very cool and easy to have a rack system. Pearl has everything. Great sounding drums, great quality, great hardware, rack system, cable hat, percussion. I also use some percussion, and they have all of that. So I was joking with Thomas, though, Frank, the other day, that the one thing they don't have is a stick holder that I use. So I'm still using the Gibraltar. Sorry. When Pearl comes up with a stick holder, I'll use that for sure. So as the next most important thing to me is cymbals. I use Sabian, and I'm very, very happy with Sabian. I've been with them now for 5 or 6 years. And not only do they have amazing sounding cymbals and the quality and selection, for me it's kind of a dream come true growing up in Canada. They're made in Canada, so all through my career would be like, man, someday it would be great to have a Sabian deal. And I'm lucky enough to have that. And the support is great, it's worldwide, the people are great, and the cymbals, I really have to say, a lot of times I'm practicing in my room, and I wear ear protection, but I also have a couple of ambient mics just so I can hear. And it's often that I'm playing and I think to myself, these cymbals sound amazing. And it's really true. They sound great. And I recorded with them, and I always get comments, those cymbals sound amazing. So Sabian cymbals, and then sticks. I've been with Vic Firth for quite a few years too. And also the support is great. The quality is great. Before I was with them, I was always buying the cheapest sticks I could find, let's be honest. And you always do the roll thing. Vic Firth, they really do. All the pairs, it's very rare to find one banana that is not straight. So quality's great. And most recently I'm using their Vic grips, which are, the sticks are dipped in kind of a very grippy, I don't know what it is, kind of plastic or something. Yeah. And for me, I love them. I can relax my grip more playing with Vic Firth. And last but not least, the drum heads, I'm using Aquarian. Super 2 clears on the toms, high energy on the snare, and Force 1 on the kicks. And then I'm using Audix microphones and Stag drum cases, because you got to protect those beautiful instruments. Sure. I can't think of anything else I'm using. Electronics. Like I mentioned tonight, I've always been into electronics, and I used the D drum for many, many years. And now I got to say there is something better, and it's called Two Box, and it's by the same guy who built and designed the D drum for Clavia. So he's come up with a new thing. It's called Two Box, and I have a kit, and I'm using the Brain. And I would highly recommend it to anyone who's into electronics, for sure.
Could you give us, last but not least, one main advice to our audience?
To the audience would be drummers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, earlier I said the playing with the click and practicing with the metronome. But I would say also learn as many different styles as you possibly can. Go to a good teacher, or maybe a couple of different teachers, that you can at least get the basics of, just for example, jazz, Afro-Cuban, Latin, rock, metal, and And I say that because I believe that you learn a little bit of that stuff, you're going to get interested in some of it and bring it into your own playing, whether that's pop, rock, jazz, or a metal drummer. You will bring it in and make it your own style. So I would highly recommend doing that. Learn a little bit from each style, for sure.
Thanks, Randy, for your time.
Thank you.
Have a nice time here at the Rock Shop.
Yes, it's great. It was great to be a part of this. Very cool.
Great.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Cool. All right.